Previously on Boruto, Code's infiltration of the Leaf Village was unfortunately a success, as he managed to get in and get out with Amado, taking him back to his base, and, through fear of torture and death, Amado released Code's limiters. Code is now at full power. What does this mean for the Leaf Village? Join me as I find out. Won't you? Alright, Boruto, Naruto Next Generation, number 71, Hindrance. White code, white code, white code. It looks a little bit more intimidating with the white hair. I guess we'll just have to see him in action to tell if he's actually, super Otsutsukified. Alright, and now that Code's limiters have been unleashed, Code has no more use for Amado, so Code's ready to strike him down. Bug, who's hiding over in the corner, thinks to himself, even genius scientist Sanzu? Did we know that was his name? Amado Sanzu? Sanzu Amado? Huh. Even genius scientist Sanzu Amado is at their mercy. Code says as he's about to strike, "See ya, Amado." But then Amado says, "Ida, a word. It's about Kawaki." Ada has a bit of a reaction, and Code stops his strike. He then looks back to Ada. Bug is, of course, shocked by the proceedings. Ada then asks Amado, "Yes, what about Kawaki?" Amado responds, "Kawaki is the ace up my sleeve. In case Konoha ever tries to abandon me, like now, or if they decide to eliminate me." Ada questions, "What do you mean? I don't understand." Code dismisses this, saying, "Ignore him. He's bluffing out of desperation. Just stalling for time." But Ada is adamant. "Code, I'm talking to him. Don't interrupt." Code continues on. "This is stupid. You're gonna buy this windbag's mutterings? He'll just use you for his own ends." And Ada continues, "Did you not hear me? I'm telling you not to interfere." But Code dismisses Ada, saying, "Sorry, but he's on my retribution list too. You already told me Kawaki's off limit. You have no right to deny me Amado as well." But Ada then says, "Daemon?" And Daemon jumps onto Code's back, covering Code's mouth and holding Code's hand that was about to strike at Amado. Daemon then tells Code, "Hey now, don't get too carried away." And as Code even slightly thinks of bringing his hand towards Daemon, slashes appear across Code's head. Code then thinks to himself, "My intent to kill is already being reflected." Before things can get too out of hand, Code teleports himself a little bit away from Daemon, onto the ceiling. As Daemon lands, he tells Code, "Come down here, chicken bastard." Ada then questions Code. "Code, did you just attack my little brother with the intent to kill him?" Code thinks for a moment, and as he lands on the ground, he says, "That's a horrible accusation, considering you fired the first shot." Ada then says, "I warned you before. If you end up being a hindrance to us, I'll have to dispose of you." Code then questions her, "Wait a sec, hindrance? Me?" Amado addresses Code's question, saying, "Do you still not understand, Code? Ada's got an invitation from Konoha now. She already has an opportunity to get close to Kawaki, but if she keeps associating with you, she'll ruin this chance. So how are you not a hindrance?" The look Ada gives kinda spells out that he's right. Code then shouts at Amado, "Shut it, Amado. Quit the smooth talk. You're trying to trick Ada and throw me to the wolves, but it's not gonna work." Amado dismisses Code's accusation. "Trick? I'm just stating the truth." But Code retaliates, bringing out his claw once again, shouting, "I said shut up!" Oop. But before he can even do anything, there's Daemon, leaping right before Code. Code is suddenly blown back, but he momentarily manages to recover his footing. Daemon then tells Code, "If Big Sis says don't, then stop doing it. Idiots who can't understand such simple things need to be disposed of. You getting this, Code?" Daemon has a sinister look on his face. This kid, he is dangerous. Oh, meanwhile, in Konoha, you have Naruto, Sasuke, Boruto, and Kawaki talking with Shikamaru about what just happened. Naruto questions Shikamaru, "No matter who you are, you become enchanted by her?" Boruto also states, "What the heck?" Shikamaru explains, I'm sure we'll run into her again. Then you'll see for yourselves. Sasuke questions, what is she? A cyborg relic like Code? Shikamaru responds, I don't know for sure, but Amado mentioned before that among the cyborgs who were scrapped were several who greatly surpassed Jigen's power. Ada's likely one of them, considering that Amado was surprised at her president. And even worse, it seems Ada's not Code's only companion. Sasuke questions him what he means. Shikamaru explains, during last night's battle, there was someone Code used to counter Kawaki when he was cornered. It wasn't Ada. I'm certain of it. There's at least one other enemy cyborg. We then cut back to the situation between Code and the others. As Damon stands before Code, Code addresses Ada. Hey Ada, Damon's acting real weird. Do something, will you? Ada responds, I'm grateful to you, Code. I am. For freeing me. That's why I helped you regain your power. But let's call it a day now. It's time to end it. Code questions this statement. You're kidding, right? I love you, Ada. From the bottom of my heart. Don't you still need my power? Ada responds, no thanks. I don't care for your self-serving attitude. Whether your feelings are real or not, I've had enough. Damon responds to all of this saying, don't worry about Big Sis. Whether it's against Otsutsuki or anyone else, I'll protect her. Code responds, I see. Ada doesn't need 2 knights, does she? That's right, just one. Me. What's going on here? Code doesn't... This wasn't the direction I thought things would go. I mean, I thought after Code got what he wanted, maybe he'd just kind of screw off, but where are we going with all of this? Even Damon's like, what? Ada states, what are you talking about? You're creeping me out. Code then addresses Damon saying, sorry Damon, but let's clear up once and for all who the real Hindrance is. Damon then gives a savage smirk saying, you're losing it. Sounds interesting. Try it. Bug then speaks up shouting, Code, his palms! Beware of Damon's palms! It's only when he's touching others with his hands that actions get reflected. Okay, so there is a limitation to Damon's ability. Ada then says, Bug, you jerk, how dare you? Bug thinks to himself, good, this is good. Damon's ability is bothersome, but it can be overcome if you know its secret. Plus, Code's regained his full power, which is greater than Jigen's one. Jesus, that powerful? Really? Greater than Jigen? No, they must mean before he transformed into his full Otsutsuki form. Best case, they'll destroy each other. Ooh. Code's karma then activates, and he says, I see. Only when touching others, eh? Code then speeds above Damon and goes in for a strike, but Damon's gone. He then appears above Code and says, you said earlier that you felt like you couldn't lose to anyone or something like that. That was hilarious. Whoa. Damn, how strong is he? Damon knocks Code into the ground and everything just collapses in. Damon then stomps on Code's back with a yeehaw, just smashing Code further into the ground as Code coughs up blood. Bug thinks, what the? Code then teleports from underneath Damon using one of the claw scratches, and then he teleports above Damon and goes in with another claw strike, but Damon easily just kicks Code away into a nearby wall. Man, so much for that power. Code falls to the ground. Bug is in disbelief, saying, no way. Damon then says to Code, had enough yet? You do seem stronger than Jigen, so neither Hokage nor Uchiha should be trouble. But that's all. Who's second or third doesn't matter to number one. Me. Shit. I didn't think that Damon would be that strong. I mean, I figured his power simply came from the fact that he could, reverse your intent on you. But that's pretty interesting that it only works if he's touching you. But then it's just like, okay, so just don't touch him and you'll be good. But the fact that he has so much power. And Bug thinks to himself, damn it, Code's all bark and no bite. That's why I was against waking Damon up. Like, damn. A lot of people have been saying Code wasn't coming off like a real villain, and this is doing nothing to make him seem capable. Like, seriously, if Code's supposed to be the big bad of everything, he is giving a little bit of a poor showing, all things considered. I figured after he unlocked his ability, he'd be, like, really powerful, but damn. Seriously, what was put into this kid? What was put into Ada? They are way too capable. I mean, the Otsutskis were always portrayed as stupid strong, so I expected a little bit more from Code, but, like, who is Amado that he was able to make cyborgs this powerful? We are really operating on Dragon Ball logic? Because it's like, even with the androids made on Earth, it's just like, how are they this powerful? Code then teleports next to Bug, and Ada says, running away. That's fine, I won't chase after you. Just don't get in my way. And, I think you know this, but I can see everything, so I'll kill you if warranted. Code responds, I've got a mission, to cultivate a divine tree and obtain its chakra fruit. As per the Otsutsuki will Ishiki bequeathed to me. I'll devour it and become a new Otsutsuki. Ada responds dismissively, oh, good luck. Code then says, once I'm an Otsutsuki, your ability won't affect me. That's when I'll finally know my true feelings towards you, whether I want to love you or want to kill you. Ooh, Damon then goes flying in to attack Code, but Code then teleports, taking Bug with him. And as Damon misses his strike, he says, Gah! You crazy psycho. Ada then addresses Amado. Amado, you're utterly devious. Not only did you survive that crisis, but you artfully managed to separate Code and I as well. Amado responds, and you? You decided it'd be a great chance to cut Code off, no? That's why you stood up for me, even if a bit roughly. Ada responds, don't lump me in with you. I just wanted to hear the rest of your story. If it turns out to be a bluff, I have no qualms killing you then. Amado then looks over at Damon, who gives him a wry smile. Amado sweats a little bit and says, Kawaki is the ace up my sleeve. That's not a bluff. It's the truth. Damon then jumps on Amado's back saying, yo, interesting. You ain't too bad a ride. Ada explains to Amado, Damon's just itching to kill you, you know. So if you don't want to die, I suggest you start explaining. Now, Amado explains, Kawaki has regained karma and simultaneously inherited Ishiki's abilities. His power is likely to keep growing, and as of right now, there is no one in Konoha who can oppose Kawaki's power, including the Hokage, except for me. And Ada responds, you've planted something else inside Kawaki, haven't you? Okay, so Amado has been planning something, but what? Amado responds, a unique emergency shutdown command code that only I can use. I mean, hey, if someone has ultimate power, why not have the ability to shut that shit down? It's Konoha's job to manage Kawaki, but this concerns the other villages too, so he's Konoha's #1 priority, meaning they all have no choice but to rely on me. Ada says, yeah, right. You're profiting from resolving a problem you yourself created by restoring Kawaki's karma. Moreover, why is it that you don't put such a stop function in him to begin with? Amado responds, because Jigen forbade it. To him, implanting such a function in his precious vessel was unacceptable. Damon responds to all of this saying, but I can beat the heck out of him without breaking a sweat. Ada responds to this saying, it's as Damon says. He can deal with Kawaki's power, and if you should die, perhaps Konoha will come to rely on a sibling. Amado responds to this, you have a point. An intriguing one, but the shutdown function is just insurance to protect my standing in the village. My real objective is different, and Kawaki's karma is necessary to achieve it. Ada then says, you haven't answered my question, so spill it, or I'll kill you. Amado says, I'll talk, but it's a long story, something that I need to tell Konoha as well. Can you wait until we get there? Ada questions this remark. Amado responds, you should accept Shikamaru's offer, Ada. It's as he said, if you want to build a relationship with Kawaki, you should move to Konoha. Ada blushes and says, you think so too? Damon questions this. Move to Konoha? Amado states, don't worry, I'll mediate, since we have to tell them about Damon too. Shall we head out to Konoha village then? That's interesting. I'm wondering where they're going with all of this, because it would be there would be a lot of tension in having the newly powered Code with Damon and Ada and all that. That they're a force in and of themselves. Not unstoppable, but not easy to take down. But now you've isolated Code. Where are they going with this? Right? We see Code and Bug in the desert, with Bug saying, "Damn it, why'd you bring me? And where are we anyway?" Code responds, "I saw it as rescuing you, you know. Better than leaving you back there to die now." Bug then says, "Don't keep dragging me into things. Damn it. Why did it end up like?" Code cuts him off. "It's Kawaki's fault. All of it. From beginning to end. That bastard. I never cared for him from the get-go. How'd he end up as the legitimate vessel? Why couldn't it have been me? And Ada too. He's taken everything from me. Every single time. He always takes what's important to me. I'm gonna kill him. I swear. I'll wreck everything. Every single thing that's precious to him. The Hokage, his friends, and Konoha Village, too." Okay. Some things about all this. I don't remember Damon touching certain people when he used this ability. Maybe I missed it? Is it just me? I could have sworn Damon could do it without touching people. It was simply the intent to kill. I thought it was something where if he was looking at you and you had the intent to kill, maybe it would be turned back on you. But there were plenty of times where I could have sworn he wasn't being touched. That was weird. Unless it was him maybe using speed, because apparently he's a lot faster and stronger than what we thought. I'm not sure where this is going, because you had a good setup with all of this, with just having Code, Ada, and Damon be the danger. That was a good setup there. They felt intimidated. They felt like a problem that needed to be handled. But this shift in alliance feels weird. And to have them ally with Konoha, have Damon and Ada ally with Konoha, it's just like, okay, but having their powers brought over to Konoha feels like that stacks the deck against Code, because Code was already, kind of at a bit of a disadvantage. The Otsutsuki power gives him a bit more of an advantage. Okay, like he's pretty damn strong now. And with the power that Kawaki unlocked, it'd be like, okay, they're pretty even. With the other issues being Damon and Ada, which potentially could have given, Boruto someone to fight, and Mitsuki and Sarada someone to fight. Maybe along those lines. I'm not sure where this is going now. And, why have Code unlock this power and then immediately have him get his ass kicked? I'm kind of confused. I'm not saying it's bad, it's just what feels like it was making a lot of sense now suddenly feels like it's not. I'm interested to hear Amado's explanation as to what he's actually been up to. Is Amado the real villain at the end of the day? And with Code swearing to kill Kawaki, I thought maybe we'd get to a point where it'd be like, okay, Kawaki comes over to the dark side, so you have Amado, Ada, Damon, Code, all the villains, and maybe Kawaki was being controlled. But Code's swearing to kill Kawaki is just like, how does that get resolved? And if you off Code and make Kawaki the ultimate villain, then it's just like, but that doesn't make any sense for the direction they've gone with Code and his want to protect Naruto no matter what. I'm really questioning where all of this is going. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. What do you think Amado's ultimate plan is? And how do you feel about the direction things have been going in? I'm a bit confused. And hey, subscribe. That way you don't miss out on the next Boruto reaction. Or don't. I ain't your daddy, but I still love you like one. Until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.